What's going on? 49er faithful, 49er fan, 49er gang. It's your boy 49er Dion here back with another video. So definitely hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, turn on the post notifications so I can keep you up to date on any and everything San Francisco 49ers. That being said, let's get right into it, man. So 49ers versus Seahawks, final game of the season. You know, we did what we wanted to do. We did what we came to do, but we unfortunately didn't come out with the W at the end of the day, which I didn't necessarily think we were going to win, but it kind of is what it is. We did what we could in this game, but at the end of the day, kind of a meaningless game for us because we were already out of the playoffs. But for possible seeding purposes and or for what I'm saying, the number one seed possibly. It was a big game for the Seattle Seahawks. So the thing is that for the Seahawks to get the number one seed, they would have had to have New Orleans lose and Green Bay lose. Which I know there was another scenario, but that was the main scenario, and that wasn't going to happen because Green Bay was playing Chicago. We all kind of knew they would beat them, and then we had New Orleans going out there playing the Panthers. Like these are two ways to get the dub, and it's easy for those teams. Um, yeah, but definitely, yeah, guys, you're right, Roy Boy. It's here. You know what I'm saying? It's been that kind of year. Tough loss, but we did play hard, and that's what I have to say I appreciate most is that we went out there and we played our hearts out. And I can tell you right now, if this was the last game for Robert Saleh as far as an audition for defense, for a head coaching job with the type of defense that he runs, he definitely made some moves and he did some things that definitely work out to be able to help him and keep him in that. He got a couple of vacancies definitely coming up next year. I honestly think he might wind up in Jacksonville. That Doug Marone's done. We all know that. The head coaching job in Detroit is open as well. Um, I think there may be a changing of the guard over in Los Angeles with the Chargers, that is. So there's a variety of different things that could go on, but we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? So as far as this game goes, man, hey, it was the last game of the season. We fought as hard as we could, and we did everything that we wanted to. But it is what it is. The season didn't necessarily grant us the best of situations, but I'm not gonna sit up there and be mad. Hey, how you doing, Mariah? How you doing, Mariah? Happy New Year to you too. Everything is good. Hope all is well with you and your family in your neck of the woods. Um, oh yeah, man. We got some stuff to address, Jay. I'm gonna do it. Definitely. I'm gonna have to split that video up because if I did it in one, I'd be on here for hours. But I'm gonna split that up as far as position groups, what we need to do, what we don't need to do, just based on the off season. Just a outside point. Dante Pettis scored a touchdown for the Giants, which I have no idea how that happened. I really don't. Um, Oh, the icon is cool. Yeah, that icon is cool, man. It's kind of like a anime type thing, Matt. But it's cool. I like it. It's nice. Um, but when it comes down to it, man, just looking at it from a stat perspective, 25 to 37 for CJ, 273 yards, one TD. He took 3 sacks. The thing that I saw with CJ today is the thing that I always see with CJ. He throws the ball to. Now I can understand if your receivers are not open, but he just held the ball in ways you can't even imagine. He was just holding, holding, holding. There were two open touchdowns that should have been hit. Ross Dwelly and George Kittle. Um, Dwelly was wide open on one touchdown pass. All he had to do was just loft the ball to him, and he walks in. Same thing with Kittle. Kittle was wide open in the back, but I think he went to Kittle more on that play, so it was not good. One thing that I did see, Kittle dropped. And I know the receivers drop balls, tight ends, everybody drops the ball. But those drops are like, not at the right moment. Drop it when we're up, don't drop it when we're down. So just basically looking at the way the game was played, you think about it. First quarter, Seattle scores three. Second quarter, they score again, then we score. Third quarter, we come up with, what I'm saying, two more field goals. And this kicker that we had, that we picked up and just brought off the street, he ain't do too bad, man. Yeah, he made all his field goals. I can't be mad at him. This kicker was, what was his name? Um, Tristan Vizcaino. Tristan Vizcaino. He did a damn good job, man. I wasn't too. I was very, very happy with the fact that he was doing what he was supposed to. Did a really good job. They had CJ run again. Jeff Wilson Jr. 20 carries, 76 yards, and a TD rushing. Um, CJ Beathard 3 carries for 10 yards. Uh, we had Juice get us a quick first down there. Juice got popped pretty hard, and they try to flex on him, but Juice was like, I would see, yeah, man, I would still, hi baby, I see you out there, I love you. I would definitely still want Destroy. Of course, the guy kicked it. If y'all have never heard of Destroy, look at the guy. DeeStroying. Come on now. You just all you have to do is watch the video. Kid is amazing. He's really that damn good. So I have no issues with having him on my team because I know he's gonna go out there and do his job. Plus, I can do other things with him. As much of a Swiss Army knife as Taysom Hill is, Destroying is the same thing. I can put him out there a receiver. I can put him out there running back. I can put him out there a kicker. His primary job would be kicker if I brought him on, but I know I can use him as a versatile weapon if I need to. So no, it would be a negative outlook on it. But as far as the receiving goes, KB led the team, 5 catches, 76 yards, 15.2 yards per catch. He also had a drop, which is not uncommon. You know what I mean? George Kittle, 7 catches on 9 targets, 68 yards, 9.7 yards per carry. Richie, 3 catches, 66 yards, 22 yards per catch. Um, Dwelly, 2 catches, 21 yards. River Craycraft, the boat, as my boy John V calls him. um, let's see here. He had 2 catches, 17 yards. Jeff Wilson Jr., 3 catches, 12 yards, and a TD. So, the touchdowns basically were scored by Jeff, which is nothing new because he was basically how that was how the offense was run. I think this year, at the end of the year, you will see the end of Tevin Coleman. You know what I mean? I think we go into next year with Raheem Mostert, Jeff Wilson Jr., and probably Jermichael Hasty. And the reason being is because Hasty just, I think he's the prototypical back. The only thing that I saw with Hasty that I think he moves a lot, jump cuts and does all these things, and it's like you gotta learn how to slow down, man. Yeah, man, I appreciate that, Roy boy. But that's basically what it is. And then when you jump over to the other side of the ball, the crazy thing is the defense held up until the fourth quarter. They really did. They held up through the whole damn game, man. It was crazy how that happened because Fred Warner, 10 tackles. Verrett, 9 tackles. Aziz, 9 tackles. Now, let me stop right there. I saw some very good things from Aziz Al Shair. Very good things. That kid is actually coming along. He's a budding linebacker, and I'm sure he's going to wind up on the squad with us next year. The thing with Aziz was it took him a while, you know, to develop and to get things going. As far as being a football player, but now that he's had a little bit of playing time, he's coming along very well. And I think going into the offseason, he's definitely going to be a viable option to stay on the field. You know what I mean? Um, I, you know what? I'm hoping for the Eagles because I like Jalen Hurts. I do like Jalen Hurts a lot, so I'm hoping the Eagles can pull it off. If the Washington football team does, good for them. I mean, technically I don't care. The Cowboys are out, so that's all that matters to me. They didn't get in. But at the end of the day, I like Jalen Hurts, and I would hope that he could win, to be able to do something. But the thing is they're out of the playoffs. So honestly, let Washington go ahead and get that dub and move on. But let's see here. this year the Ravens gonna visit the Titans. RIP. Hey man, that's gonna be a hard sell right there, man. Derrick Henry, man, he got to that 2K mark. Shout out to DH, got that 2K there, man. It's great. Um, but it's definitely a hard loss for us because we don't like losing to the Seahawks. But hey, they only lost 26 to 23, lost by 3 points. And as I previously stated, like the fourth quarter was where the fireworks went off. That's when the touchdowns started. And the issue that we have is, man, um, what kills me is when we're in the red zone, we still play off, and I don't understand why. And when I'm talking about our DBs. Why we giving you a 5 yard cushion and you damn near at the damn goal line? He could just run a little comeback, run a little hitch, run a little inside route. Like they can run so many small little quick routes and get these TDs and make it easy on themselves. So it doesn't make sense that we're out here allowing them, that space to work with it. That touchdown pass that Akello gave up to Tyler Lockett. You know what Akello could have done? Simply just a quick little jam. That jam takes those few seconds away. And of course, the issue that we had was Russell got out of containment so many times, man. He drove me insane. Would I bring? No, I wouldn't bring back Spoon. Nah. This is what I'm gonna say. Spoon has the prototypical size. He has the athletic ability. He doesn't have this ability. Because you see when he gave up that touchdown to Tyler Lockett, what was he doing? He walked over to the sideline. He was defeated. He was down on himself. You know, if Spoon could have that moment and get out of that moment and get back on the field and let it go, then yes, you want somebody like that on your squad because, like I said, his size is prototypical, perfect as a defensive back. But he just most of the game is mental, and he doesn't have it. If he gets in his head about things, he just starts to play bad. He gives up plays, and like I said, man, like that simple. If they would allow it because I think the defensive scheme doesn't allow for them to do certain things, and I think that's why they do what they do, which is kind of frustrating. Because I think if you were smart, you would want to go ahead and jam those dudes off the line when they're in there. And it's nothing hard. It's just that quick push, what I'm saying, to knock them off for that split second, which will allow the defense more time to be able to get to the quarterback or to flush him out or to make him have to make a bad decision. Because all the way through the first 3 quarters, we were making Russell make bad decisions. We were rushing him. We were doing everything that we could to tear him up. We got 2 sacks on Russell Wilson, which is extremely hard. But then you look at it, Russell still had 5 carries, 29 yards, 5.8 yards to carry. 5.8 yards to carry for a runner is flat out beautiful. So it's exactly Spoon is that, man, and that shout out to my boy Dre, man. It's the guys that had small minded, man. They just don't have it. So it's definitely a hard thing, for us. Russ, 20 out of 36, 181 yards, and 2 TDs. He didn't have any yards. The defense, this was a defensive game, literally, until the fourth quarter, guys. If we didn't get a chance to catch it, literally all that happened was defense all the way through there was kickers. That's all there was. They was kicking and making points. I was like, all right, cool. That's why I said Vizcaino, I like this kid because he kicked game. Made every kick he needed to. He did what he was supposed to. He didn't miss. Chris Carson, 11 carries, 44 yards. Kid Alex Collins, he had 5 carries, 29 yards in the TD. And you know what I'm saying? The person who got us on offense really was Tyler Lockett. He 12 catches, 90 yards, and 2 TDs. DK Metcalf, 3 catches, 21 yards. He only had 7 yards to catch people. And who was playing DK most of the time? Jason Barrett. So this is what I mean by you want sometimes, when you're going up against that super dynamic receiver, you want that DB to travel with him. Why? Because look at the effects of that. If that had been a Keller Witherspoon playing on DK Metcalf, I don't know. There were a couple of plays where the ball was overthrown and you see a Keller, celebrate. Bro, you didn't do anything. You know what I'm saying? The ball was overthrown. He threw the ball out of bounds. That was the front four putting that pressure out there, not you. Yes, you stayed with him through the route. That's good, but don't take credit for something you didn't do. You know what I'm saying? I wouldn't go that far. Matt, I would say if anything, you're going to have if you're going to have anybody playing in that championship game, it definitely will wind up being I think it would be Green Bay versus New Orleans because this is Drew Brees' last year. There's rumors that he's going to retire, and I wouldn't put it past him that he played long enough, done more than enough. So, you know what I'm saying? This will be his last year. But, you look at it, man, and they didn't really do much. There wasn't a lot on offense that happened. There were just spurts for everybody. And for us, it was just turnovers. You know what I'm saying? CJ Beathard with that fumble. And Beathard, the issue with Beathard is he was holding the ball too long and he has to know when to get out of the pocket. When it collapses the wrong way, man, you got to move. You got to move or you got to throw the ball away. Now, he did that a couple of times today where he got the ball out and he threw it away. I was like, all right, cool. Good. You know what I'm saying? He's just like, hey, I don't have any options. Let me not take a loss. I just put it out. Good. But there were too many times today as well where he did the same thing. He just held it. He was looking around, looking around, looking around. Bro, if you can get through all of your reads and there's nothing there, you should be gone already. And you should be away from the pressure. You know what I mean? And I saw what you said earlier, Matt, about Justin Jefferson. That young kid is a phenom. He is a very talented receiver. And all the talk was about Henry Ruggs and Jerry Judy. And I can tell you right now, 1,400 yards by a rookie. That young man, he gonna be special for years to come. I can tell you. And this is no disrespect to Stephon Diggs, but they do not miss him in Minnesota. They don't. Justin Jefferson has filled in his shoes perfectly. But the only difference is Minnesota is sitting at home while Mr. Diggs is over in Buffalo going to the playoffs. So it's definitely, a hard thing for us to end the season with a loss. But we've had such a hell of a season and we've had so many people injured that it did only make sense to just, I'm so glad the season is over. I really am. I would have liked to have ended it with the win over the Seahawks, but we had the turnover. They were already inside their 20. There's lots of times we put our defense in very precarious situations, and it's unfortunate because when you got your back against the wall and then you wind up going and doing everything, and you can't necessarily get stuff right, it can be frustrating. It really can. So at the end of the day, we did what we could. We gave every little bit that we had, and I have to say, as far as if that's the last game, I'm proud of the offense and proud of the defense. But next year is definitely a new year. Well, this year is definitely a new year, and it's a trying year. And the reason being is because we're banking simply on, and I don't like to really talk about this because I can't stand it, but we're banking simply on this vaccine getting out to the public so life can return to normal. And if that does happen, then you automatically will have what? A simple situation. You make life easy for everyone. You know what I'm saying? Football goes back to normal. You have your off-season program. You do this, you do that. You do everything that you need to do, and you just keep on pushing. You know what I mean? And the cool thing for us is it gives us that opportunity to be able to make moves. But we got a lot going on. We have one quarterback next season. One. Because Rosen ain't staying. CJ's not under contract. Nick's not under contract. Um, Josh Johnson's not under contract. Like these are all just people that we picked up. But we don't have that. It's definitely a whole lot, man. And it's hard because you got to think about everything coming in the off season. You know what I mean? Um, this game, I can say we fought hard, defense fought hard, offense did what they could. Didn't necessarily expect a W. We took the L. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? We're 6-10. That's what we were in Shanahan's first year. So Shanahan has now been here 4 years and he's only had one season. And the first year, He just went. We went through it, and you got to look at it from the perspective of, we had so many close games, and then we couldn't put the finishing touches on. Defense just couldn't hold up. Offense couldn't make enough plays. We get that one win. CJ gets knocked out of the game. Next thing you know, what happens? We get Jimmy Garoppolo. Jimmy comes in, 5-game tear. Boom, we're in. Next season, we start the season 1-2, and we lose Jimmy in the second game of the season. Nothing we can do, man. You know what I'm saying? And the rest of the season, we got to struggle it out with CJ and Nick Mullins, and see Nick have a great game. And next season, Jimmy comes in, takes us 13-3 all the way to the Super Bowl. But everybody stayed generally healthy. And that's the thing. That's the reason why it's hard to like kind of knock on Shanahan to an extent, because these are healthy, season with healthy players gives you tangible dividends. You can't expect him to win when nobody's on the field. That is crazy. Um, to be honest with you, Roy Boy, the issue that I have with Kyle is he doesn't know how to keep his foot on the gas, and he gets very complacent and stagnant. When he wants something to work, he basically will try it again, 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 and it's not working, and he just doesn't see it. Like he gets in his own way. Like there were several times where he would run with McKinnon throughout this season, and it was like, why are you doing that? That's not what we do. There were times where we had Mostert on the goal line. Why is Mostert in? Why is Jeff Wilson Jr. not in? He's the one who bangs in on the goal line. We all know this. Like there are certain things where he tries to force it and it doesn't work, and he gets frustrated, so he just keeps doing it because he's like, no, it's going to work. And I'm not. I guess I wouldn't say I'm worried. I would say I probably would like the play calling to be done by another person, because then that person can keep their foot on the gas. Because in the Super Bowl, we should have went then try to get downfield to go ahead and kick a field goal to go up further. Being up 10 is nice, but this is the Kansas City Chiefs who had to that point in the playoffs been down every single game and kept coming back. You can't do that. You know what I mean? So for me, nah, I'm not necessarily worried about him, but I definitely would. I would like to have him be, a little more aggressive, you know, and yeah, Jay, he's not gonna be replaced. That's one thing I can tell you. He ain't gonna be replaced. You will not catch him. He's not going anywhere. He signed that extension. Kyle stuck. We're stuck with him. And as much of an offensive genius as he is, the issue is that he doesn't know when to stop. So we got to be mindful of that. Like he's got to get out of his own way. When it's not working, man, switch it up, bro. You offensive genius. Come up with something on the fly, or say, hey, look, we got this game plan. If this game plan doesn't work, we got backup, here and a backup there. But understand your strengths and weaknesses of your players and play to those. You know what I'm saying? I know a lot of people say, oh, well, it's the quarterback. They're hindering him. They're not allowing him to be able to fully expand his playbook. He's limited with Jimmy, he's limited with CJ, he's limited with Nick. Well, then who is he going to get? Because if that's the case, then you can just go ahead and pray to God that Atlanta cuts Matt Ryan and bring him here. That's the only thing you can do. You know what I'm saying? And if we losing Robert Saleh is not going to scare me as much as it would be losing Kyle Shanahan. The reason being is because the defense can be who it is with another defensive coordinator. And if you have D'Amico Ryan step up because um, Chris Cassera does not want the job, he has stated he does not want to be a coordinator. He likes being the D-line coach. Then yeah, you're good. But at the end of the day, if when Jimmy's on the field, man, we're 24-9. When he's not on the field, man, I think we're like 7 and something. But it's a ridiculous record, losing horridly. So at the end of the day, Jimmy's here. He's not going anywhere. Here's Kyle. And unless you can find a viable replacement in the draft that we can actually get, there's nothing to do. I know everybody loves Zach Wilson. They love this kid. They think he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. But let me tell you something. Zach Wilson's still got to come in here and run the damn system. And remember, he's playing against lesser talent. So he's sitting back. He's making all the throws. Everything is easy. What happens when Zach Wilson gets under pressure? What happens when Zach Wilson has to make plays off script? What happens when that pocket collapses? Is if there's one thing that every college player says about going to the NFL is that the speed of the game increases tremendously. You will never have anything less than the speed of the game all the time. Is what you hear them say. It's fast, like from there to there, it's ridiculously quick. So I understand that. I get it wholeheartedly. Yeah, man, speed of the game. It will pick up. You going from playing with, young college kids to playing with grown ass men out there. And they out there trying to earn every bit of that paycheck. So you gotta be ready for it. You know what I'm saying? Grant Cohn's obsession with Nick Mullins. I don't know. Cohn's not even a 49er, man. So he's reporting, bro. That's what he does. He reports, you know what I'm saying, on what it is, and that's what he does. He doesn't do anything else. Like he just reports. He can't even be mad at the guy. That's just what he does, and that's just how he. So I don't know. Yeah, Zach Wilson. I mean, I wouldn't say he gets hit every time he drops back, but it is, and that's true, Horatio. Yeah, we've got all the defensive players for guys to succeed. All of those players. So at the end of the day, whoever takes over, we're not going to miss a step. We're going to be fine. Um, but having everybody healthy is great. But like I said, we have one quarterback. We have no defensive backs. People. Everybody is free. I think the only person we might be able to put a tag on is I think there's an exclusive rights free agent tag we may be able to put on Emmanuel Mosley. But Kello's a free agent. Jason's a free agent. Every DB we have is gone. So we're gonna have to find a way to get some of these dudes back. The beauty of Jason Verrett is we can try our best to get him back strictly based on the fact that, hey man, look, anywhere else you go, they're gonna drop you with 80 injury clauses because they know what your history is. We love you, we appreciate you. Thank you for the amazing season. Shows exactly what we all knew. When you're healthy, you are one of the top three DBs in the league. But it's definitely something that's hard. On a quarterback, we can play DK and hockey. That's Jason Verrett, Horatio. That's Jason. That's JV. If you let JV travel with them, he'll shut them down. They don't play well when they play against DK Metcalf. I just told you right now. Let me tell you, DK Metcalf stat. DK Metcalf 3 catches, 21 yards, no touchdowns. You know what I'm saying? DK Metcalf was targeted 9 times. That means 6 times he didn't get the ball. That's the Jason Verrett effect ratio. I'm telling you right now, my guy. That's definitely it. But we got to see what happens next season. So, at the end of the day, guys, I'm gonna let y'all go. Enjoy y'all evening. Catch that Washington versus Philly game. And if you're not able to watch it on TV, definitely remember watching on the NFL app because it's free. They always play that Sunday night game on there, man. Just turn your phone on, man. Rotate it, kick back and chill. But I will be back with more videos for the off-season stuff. Like I said, I'm gonna be breaking those up into different sections, strictly based on the fact that, like I said, if I go and do everything all at once, this is going to be flat out ridiculous. Thank you, Horatio. I appreciate that. You stay safe as well. The other thing that I do want to touch on is before I go, the worst part about this season is getting kicked out of our own home. But I'm gonna tell you right now, this is all Jed York's fault, and I'll let you know why. If you guys don't know, Jed York went into Santa Clara and basically tried to buy his way into politics and get a bunch of people there that were gonna do what he said, when he said, and how he said it. And that backfired on him in ways you couldn't imagine. There was supposedly a lot of money that was promised to the city for different things. New soccer field that was supposed to be built. There were a whole bunch of things, but that's the reason why we have such a crappy ass relationship with the city of Santa Clara, strictly based on the fact that there was a lot of things that went on when Jed York came in, and it wound up, man, just killing us, you know, because look at that. Like you have a stadium, and stadiums, what people, some people don't know, is stadiums don't just make money off football. You can host a soccer game. You can host a college playoff football game. You know, you can host concerts. Those stadiums can be used for such a variety of different events, and that's how you make the real big money. But you have a city that tells you have a 10 p.m. curfew. How you gonna have a concert? We had several big groups that wanted to come and play at Levi Stadium. Can't go there. Why? They have a 10 o'clock curfew. If I'm doing a concert and I'm, the Rolling Stones, I'm U2, uh I'm the baby, I'm all of these people, like I'm not finna go somewhere where I gotta shut down at 10 o'clock. What the heck? Do I look like a 12-year-old? Like that's I mean it's kid curfew. I'm gonna be out here turned up to the max until they tell me to go. And at a bare minimum, my curfew should at least be, 1 o'clock, 1 a.m. in the morning for me to be able to make that kind of good money. Because that's when shit really goes down. And they're like, oh, we don't want to keep the residents up. Really? I thought stadiums were built, where the proximity of them being close to homes was far enough away. But Santa Clara County is just horrible, man, and they don't work with nobody. You know, he's got so much beef with the mayor, man. These next 4 years are going to be horrible. We're going to have a hell of a lot of problems. But at the end of the day, it is what it is. We got to deal with it. This is our home. And we got to pray to God that we can get out of there. I would have definitely loved to have stayed in San Francisco rather than deal with this. But once again, we in the season, 6-10. Um, you know, was it a great season? Hell no. Did we want better? Hell yes. Would we have loved to win more games and be in the playoffs? Of course we would, but not like this. We were way too injured. We had way too much going on, and that's just how it worked. So just to recap, we started off with an L from the Cardinals, two dubs with the Jets and the Giants, two L's with the Eagles and the Dolphins, two dubs with the Rams and the Patriots, three straight losses to the Pack, to the Seahawks, Pack, and the Saints. Win against the Rams, losses against the Bills, the Cowboys, and the Washington football team. Because I tell you right now, the Washington football team and the Cowboys, I expect both of those games at a bare minimum. Um, and then, of course, you know what I'm saying? Beat the Cardinals, lose to the Seahawks. That's it. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Everybody stay blessed, stay faithful, stay safe. You know what I'm saying? Hang out with your loved ones. Let 2021 be a year of resurgence for you and your families. Let it be a blessing to everyone. Um, let all of the people who come into your life in 2021, hopefully they bless you in ways you can imagine. Hopefully this vaccine gets out to the public so life can get back to life normal, and we can all be able to go out and do the things that we normally used to, you know, normally want to go. Um, yeah, you see, Super WrestleMania was 31 was in the day. Um, Grant makes a video saying we should sign everybody. Man, you can't pay attention to that. You will have everybody and their mama. He'll tell you to sign the Towel Boy if he could. Sometimes he goes on rants and tirades where he puts out videos that's just for clickbait, straight clickbait. So don't feed into it. Just know it, that's what he does because that clickbait keeps him paid. Happy New Year to you, Jay. Happy New Year to Matt, everybody in the chat, Mariah, all of the people watching. Happy New Year. May this be a blessed and fruitful New Year for you in many different ways, spiritually, financially, emotionally, and may this be a good New Year for your soul. I want y'all to have a wonderful evening. Thank y'all for tuning in. Peace out, Matt, and have a good evening.